for 3 years. James, his brother, was in charge of it for 30 years. And yet, he's been almost wholly written out of Christian history, and that's for a very understandable reason. James had what can only be described as a limited view of this new movement. He believed that this was a Jewish movement for Jews. James was okay if a non-Jew wanted to join this movement, as long as he became a Jew first. And until the year 57, that included circumcision. In the year 57, he removed circumcision as a requirement, but nevertheless maintained all the purity and dietary laws. This was, as far as James was concerned, a Jewish expression. Jesus was a Jew. He was preaching Judaism to other Jews. And so therefore, to follow Jesus truly, you had to follow the law of Moses, the Torah. Paul had a completely different view of this movement. Paul, of course, converted to the movement after Jesus' death, never met Jesus, never spoke to Jesus, but was in what he describes as direct communication with the risen Jesus. And he says the risen Jesus gave him a completely new message, a message of universalism. Not only did Paul say that you didn't have to follow the law of Moses, Paul said you shouldn't follow the law of Moses. He said that Christ was the end of the Torah, that this was a message, not only that it was not just for Jews, that it was for everyone. And in fact, to truly follow this new movement, you had to divorce yourself from Judaism. You had to become what Paul referred to as, quote, a new being, one that was neither Jew, nor Greek, nor Syrian, nor Arab, but something else entirely, part of a brand new creation, a new creation like Jesus was a new creation as far as Paul was concerned. Now, what I'm describing will sound very familiar to Christians.
That false prophet shall be put to death. The false prophet and the dreamer of dreams shall be put to death. All false prophets, according to the Bible, shall be put to death. I'm asking the question, how did Paul end his life? What was the end of Paul? Paul was beheaded, cut into pieces. Where? In Rome, at the time of Emperor Nero. He was beheaded and cut into pieces. In the Bible, Deuteronomy chapter 26, verse 14 said, the false prophet and a dreamer of dreams shall be put to death. How was Peter killed? Peter was hung on the cross upside down. False prophets. Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 21, verse 22, all the way to 24. It says, if a man commit a crime and you hang him on the cross, you shall by no means bury him that same day. For whosoever is hung on the cross is a curse of God. May the curse of God be upon him. Do you believe Christ died on the cross? Therefore, it's a curse of God? Astaghfirullah. I, Paul, said unto you, whosoever is circumcised have fallen down from grace. Christ will not benefit you. Do not circumcise. So which one would you take? The law of Jesus or Paul?